But Kelly and Wade Graham are the halves, but their strength is the back row. The captain is Paul Gallen, the coach is Shane Flanagan. The visitors have several changes. Brett Stewart is out with a hamstring strain. Will Hopewadi is the new fullback with Michael Oldfield on the wing. Tim Robinson is off the bench and replaced by Tony Williams. The co-captains are Jason King and Jamie Lyon. The coach is Desi Hasler. Let's get it started here at Cronulla, the Battle of the Beaches for the Steve Rogers Trophy. The Manly with first use of the football and big Jason King. The two number 8s collided. It was King and Snowden. Cade backing up along with Paul Ayton and Jeremy Smith. Good tackle on Joe Nullarbor. Here's Brent Kite, bumps off a strong shoulder from Anthony Tupou. Gets the ball loose. Back to King, who is preparing to take the next hit up. He gets it behind, flicks to Joe Nullarbor. Gets up out of the tackle of Graham, still goes. One-on-one tackle, Sharks in control of the football, of field position. Here is Douglas. Nothing fancy here. Just an old school settler. Ayton, a dummy half, goes to Kelly. Tupou on that right fringe, heads back towards the post. Back into the meat of the line, if you like. That's where all the big boys are. 5 metres to the try line. Just over a minute gone. Graham is wide and deep. Plays out the back to Nathan Gardner. They continue the ball movement. This is Colin Best. Taken and taken easily. Still inside the 10. Tackle number 4. Gallen. Crossfield. Sleight of hand there. Stepped off the right and is brought to the ground on the final tackle. Options either side of the ruck. They go to Kelly. He goes to the air. And beautifully taken by Michael Robertson on the left wing for the Eagles.
It was well taken by the left winger from Manly. The forwards put their team under a lot of pressure. Manly very adventurous with the football early. Some second phase play, and then there was a one-on-one strip. And Steve Maddai has his first taste of season 2011 with a dummy half carry. They'll be very conservative this set, Manly. They'll be just looking to get to their kick and get the football down the other end of the field.
Here's King. Runs straight into Ayton, about 1.5 foot shorter, but it didn't stop the Kummel from getting his man. Ballon on the inside to Nullarbor, who has been good for the Eagles so far this season. 37 metres gained. Into the set. Kieran Foran tries to find some ground. That was nice from John Williams. Oh, solid contact. And it was the kicker Foran leading the chase.
Well, now Manly get a turn to use their shoulders. It's been all the Sharks in the defence department so far, and now Manly off their line, trying to be very aggressive. I like the approach both these teams have to the defensive side of the game. They get off their line hard, they get numbers in the tackle, they try and win that play the ball area.
Slow play the ball, short side is the option. Gallen goes to Graham. Taken by Lyon and also Stewart on this right side for the Eagles. Flick out the back to Albert Kelly. Plenty of kilos around him. Joe Nullarbor ends up with the ball, a one-on-one call.
Well, it's 2 one-on-one strips so far. One for Manly, one for the Sharks. But Manly get a great opportunity now. Their first chance to attack, and there's Albert Kelly losing the football with Joe Nullarbor. One-on-one strip, good awareness from Nullarbor.
Was it one-on-one? Yeah. Ballon out the back to Daly Cherry Evans. Short ball to Glenn Stewart. It was a beauty. So too the tackle from Nathan Gardner. The Eagles deny. Tackle number 4. Cherry Evans steps, heads back towards the post, looking for someone, looking for anyone. He finds Brent Kite. Back to the little number 7. Bumping them off everywhere. Cherry Evans. Gallen and also Ayton flew at the little 7. Now to Kieran Foran, plenty of pressure on Robertson, as he did at the other end of the park, was first to the footy, but he was secured after losing the ball.
It was great awareness by John Williams. He realised that Robertson was going to get the football first. Cherry Evans putting Glenn Stewart through a terrific hole. And you watch Williams there. He lets Robertson has a play at it. And then the awareness to wrap the football up straight away. That's good play by the winger.
First penalty of the night to the home side. And I tell you what, I reckon they've shut the bar over at the Leagues Club because they are absolutely pouring in.
It's great to see. Big numbers down here at Shark Park.
Toyota Stadium is filling and filling fast.
I like calling it Shark Park.
Yeah.
It's got a better ring to it, Shark Park.
Toyota obviously don't fix you up in any way, shape or form. You might have to rethink that, Loz. Aton to Smith, it was forward. Horrible mistake. Oh dear.
Off the back of a penalty now, giving away possession straight away, Paul Aton. It's a lack of attention to detail with the weather. A number of times last year affected their gate.
I can tell you from experience it was a little on the soggy side Monday night earlier this year when they defeated the Dragons. Riding the elevator there, Jamie Buehrer. They go the short side. Here is Kieran Foran. What about the strength in the tackle and the collision from Albert Kelly?
Well, he's not known as a defender, Albert Kelly, but that was a great shot on Foran.
Kite out the back. Daly Cherry Evans can't get past Paul Gallon. Calls in Paul Aton. So they've gone backwards a little here, the Eagles. This is Kite. Ball was played at 6 again as the call. From Glenn Stewart it goes to young Will Hopewadi.
Well, they're keen to move the ball tonight, the Manly side. They're looking to create some second phase play. Must be part of their plan, trying to run these big Sharks forwards around. They're not wanting to go one-on-one and playing into the Sharks' hands.
Cherry Evans wider to Glenn Stewart. Back on the inside to Jamie Lyon, taken by Gallen. The ball a loose one. Cherry Evans cleans it up at the backfield. Slammed to the ground by Snowden. It was Aton around the hips. This is just 2 tackles in to the set for the Eagles. Beaten 32-30 by the Rabbitohs last round. A disappointing night for the young man playing the footy. Here is Ballon, goes to Foran, looking for Robertson again. Misses in, finds Matai. And we're going to the video ref, but Manly may have scored the opener here.
I check off Cronulla. I want to make sure he goes backwards.
It's his first game for 2011, Steve Matai, and has he scored in his comeback game? I heard the referee there say the pass was forward, but I don't think the video referee can judge on that. Well, this is line ball as far as I'm concerned. I can see Matai out there on the left. Robertson and Williams make a play at it. I think Williams touches the football.
Yep.
And it bounces into the arms of Steve Matai. And I think if Matai has grounded this football, I think it'll be a try. Oh, I think he's
Stevie
lost
Matai
it.
had a couple of goes at it. It just appeared in his hands. The army of one, Anthony Watmo.
Wait.
Punching above his weight.
Okay, hold. Out!
He and Terence Ciu are having a break for taking a break. A club suspension and fine for the 2 young men tonight. We heard Des Hasler voice his displeasure during the week at the off-field behaviour. Oh, Gallen! The human road train ran straight into Jason King, that got the ball free, and the Sharks promoted upfield another 20 metres. Good awareness from Gallen after being belted in a tackle.
Well, he gives plenty, Paul Gallen, and receives plenty. And there you can see Jason King out of the line. But that won't affect both of those players. That's the mentality they have. They want to hurt people when they're defending. They want to hurt people when they're running the football.
They just want to hurt people, I think.
It's a great mentality to have, and it inspires your team. And it's no coincidence that they're both captains. And that's the reason they lead with their actions.
Jamie Bureau. Almost up to the 30, going over the 30. And tackled on the 40, Joe Nullival. Playing better football this year so far than we have seen in some time from Joey Nullival as the Eagles lose the footy.
Yeah, well, a couple of seasons ago with Parramatta, he was instrumental in their run to the grand final, Joe Nullival. And Glenn Stewart just provides that skill on that right side of the field for the Sea Eagles.
Jerry Evans comes right side, Glenn Stewart elects left side. It's come off the winger here in John Williams. No advantage in a restart to the count as Tupou claims another. It is Michael Robinson. Here is Maddo. Tackled by 3, including young Albert Kelly, who could have his hands full tonight with the man they call Shoulders. Douglas off the tackle, a busy start to his night already. 12 tackles for Luke Douglas. Ball loose and in the hands of the Sharks, I believe. Yes, it is.
Well, again, another offload attempt there by Manly. Jason King going to ground. They wanted to keep the football alive. They've turned it over. In last week's game, they had a total of 10 offloads, and tonight they're already up to 5.
It is Heritage Round, Men of League. Heritage Round, the Men of League Foundation is the game's charity organisation dedicated to assisting all members of the rugby league family when they have fallen on hard times. They're fundraisers, assisting with the purchase of health-related equipment, arranging visits to the ill. They are a great organisation and one certainly worthy of our support. Still going for the Sharks. Somehow the ball ends up in the hands of Will Hopewadi there, but there was some nervous moments for the boys from the Northern Peninsula.
Well, when the ball is in the air, it's just a lottery. It's a dead-set lottery when you have people competing for the football and there's pressure applied. It's always difficult to make that catch, and it's a great option. And there's Luke Douglas. It's as though he may have copped the knock. Remarkable story, Luke Douglas.
It is.
He's played 127 straight NRL games. And for a front row and the way that he plays, there's a head clash there with Jason King.
Then Cade Snowden headbutted the other side of him just to level things up.
Oh, head clash. You hate seeing that.
A lot of that can be credited to the former red-headed Dragon and, of course, Shark, Lance Thompson. This is Nathan Gardner.
He's been in exceptional form too, Nathan Gardner. So it's very important for Manly tonight with their kick chase to present a line to him. On the beaten side last weekend, he was a constant threat with the football. They would have addressed that throughout the week, Manly.
John Williams doing a little bit of work on this unfamiliar left side of the field. This is Cordoba playing the ball. The replacement for Luke Douglas. Here's his front row partner, Cade Snowden, tackled right on halfway. Aton to Tupou. Almost through the line, Anthony. Made 10 metres, a good 10 it was. Last tackle, Kelly. Little on the conservative side as Michael Oldfield in 19. Traps it with the foot and is tackled by a dozen. Oldfield on the wing. William Hopewadi at fullback in 19 because Brett Stewart is out with a hamstring injury. Same one that kept him out of the Rabbitohs game last start. There's Kite. Taken by the front row of Cordoba and also Snowden. The big boys at the Sharks have got through a ton of work. Normally you'd suggest Paul Gallen would be leading the tackle count, and by quite a margin at this point in time. Not the case. Right side of the field for the right foot kicker, Daly Cherry Evans. Got plenty on it.
He's got a nice kicking game, Cherry Evans. On this occasion, just rolling it dead. And there's Cade Snowden May have been a penalty there to Jason King as he lifted past the horizontal. The referee said no. Good contact there by Glenn Stewart, wasn't it?
Eight on short side, they go to Gallen. Takes the line solo. Defended by King and Cherry Evans. Aton to Snowden. Just he's done his future prospects no harm with a great 15 minutes to start this one. Cade Snowden, 12 tackles, 4 hit-ups. Amazing numbers for a big unit. To the air we go from Wade Graham. A test for Hopewadi. It came off the back of Albert Kelly. Still the last tackle. Aton out the back to Gardner. Still on here. Grubbers through. Was he interfered? Yes, he was. Making the most out of their opportunities, the Sharks.
Well, he can create something from nothing, Nathan Gardner. Just a little grubber on last tackle. Just was aware that he couldn't go to ground with it, but he was chasing through. There was interference there, and the Sharks have elected to take the tap and play on. Cordova carries the ball to the centre of the field.
One of a number of former Parramatta Eels in this footy side. Josh Cordova, Jeremy Smith to Paul Gallen. Gallen's denied by a couple of metres. 16 minutes in, looking for first points here at Toyota Stadium. Good online aggression shown by the Eagles. Kelly, wide as Graham. Stops and starts back to Tupou and to Kelly. Looking to provide some fancy footwork to complement the muscle the Sharks are illustrating at the moment. Out to Gallen. Was asking Nathan Gardner to go with him. Still alive. It is on. What a try for Cronulla. Matthew Wright is the scorer, and the Sharkies lead.
Some good football there by Cronulla, keeping the football alive. Paul Gallen onto Cade Snowden. You talked about Cade Snowden's start to the game, and that was a lovely pass to Matthew Wright. Wade Graham cutting out a few and giving it to Gallen. Gallen just standing in the tackle, offloading. Colin Best does the same thing, and then he summed it up nicely, the big front rower, Cade Snowden.
Starts at left, it stays left. 4-0 is the scoreline. After 18 minutes, the Sharks have scored in the first quarter of every game so far this year. Not a huge stat. However, you look at their record last year, Laurie, where, in fact, the last couple of years, where they've really struggled to score points. It's very much in the positive, isn't it?
Well, it is. And that's an area that they've addressed in the off-season. They knew they had to score points to be competitive. They've always competed and they've always tried hard defensively, but it's been their inability at times to score points, so they've had to do something a little bit different. Snowden carrying the ball forward once again, but Gardner certainly adds a touch of that unpredictability at the end of at the back of the field. Sorry, and then you've got Kelly and Graham, a couple of creative halves,
and a little bit of muscle. This bloke on Jay Smith. Graham downfield. He's got a good left boot on him. Bounces awkwardly for Will Hopewadi. Pressures on. He's in goal. Now out. And they drive him back a couple of metres, the Sharkies.
Great chase. Great chase from Paul Gallen, Matthew Wright and Colin Best.
Matt Wright again, the try scorer. Heavy chest-on-chest collision.
Well, that's great from the winger because that's part of his responsibility. Not only make the first tackle, but make the second one.
Make life just a little easier for your big men. Ballon to Nullivant. Runs straight into Aton. Snowden. No surprise to see Big Cade there. Awful ball. Ends up with Brent Kite. Highly unlikely the big front row is going to put boot to ball.
Well, they had no structure there, man. No. They had no width in their play. Cott was standing out in the centres. This Cherry Evans running it on the last tackle and getting the boot to the ball. But they're getting it back here in good field position.
Oh,
Nathan Gardner.
Oh.
That was an excellent set of 6 by the Sharks. They frustrated Manly. They were going nowhere.
You're right, I said yes.
And then the ball is just there. He just takes it a little bit too easy. Nathan Gardner. He fumbles, and now his team's under pressure. But it's how you react after an error. They need to stay positive here, the Sharks. Georgie Rose.
King off.
Got the card ready to come onto the field. Brett Stewart sitting on the sideline. Shane Rodney next to him. Brett Stewart's brother, Glenn Stewart, getting through plenty of work already tonight. Good opportunity for Manly.
Jamie Lyon out the back to Will Hopewadi. Tony Williams has come on for Jason King. So where will the man they call the T-Rex play his football? Centre winger coming onto for a front rower. This is him with the footy. Bumps off Albert Kelly. Wrestled to the ground by Anthony Tupou. Also Ben Pomeroy. Matai moves into dummy half. Not required though. Penalty here to the Eagles.
Well, we spoke before the game about Albert Kelly getting tested in defence.
Yep.
He's made a couple of good tackles tonight, but that one there on Tony Williams, he was just shrugged aside. They'll continue to go back there. I would assume Manly. And there's Brent Kite finding him on tackle 1.
Short side, they've got the numbers. They couldn't utilise them though. And Foran has tackled. Ballon at the back to Kite. Knock on, no. Here is Cherry Evans. Dummies to 1. Heads across field. Tries to spin out of the tackle of Tupou. And they lost some valuable ground there, the visitors. Play 3, Ballon. 4th, Matai. Had one denied earlier. Denied this time not by the video ref, but by John Williams. 4th tackle. Brent Kite. Jamie Buhrer. Jeremy Smith gets to him. Last tackle, Cherry Evans. Look for the grubber through. Where's the footy? I think Anthony Tupou's got it.
See, that's good defence by the Sharks. They were aggressive. They moved off their line. And the way that they defended a short side when Foran went down there, they didn't panic. They worked together and they solved the problem. That's a confident team. And Matai off the line, putting John Williams under pressure. And now the Sharks have turned it over. Forward pass from the dummy half position. And now it's the Sharks that look flustered.
They're right in line.
Working hard for a fast play. The ball, but Paul Ayton and John Williams. The timing wasn't right.
That's 2 for Paul Ayton now. He's starting tonight. John Morris.
We can't afford to give cheap turnovers in this game.
And
You're better off to sacrifice half a yard. I know they're trying to play on the advantage line, but really, they can't afford to give away turnovers. And now Manly are on the attack. Hopewadi tackled by Colin Best.
13 metres out, slow play the ball. Lyon to the big Georgie Rose. The number 16 for the Eagles, tossed to the ground. It did take 3, however. Ballon to Foran, playing long. Oh! John Williams saved a try, and I know he had 95 metres ahead of him. It could have well been a try for the Sharks.
It was great defence. William Hopewadi was in 2 minds whether to go short or go long. In the end, he went long, and John Williams got himself in a position
Forward pass is the rule
to knock
here,
the football down. A forward pass.
Yeah. Snowden getting a rest.
Manly, come together.
But they worked it nicely. They worked and created numbers. They need to continue to go that way.
Working it from their backfield. Yet again, the Sharks. They've survived a couple of scares, the home side. Good online defence. Here is Gallen. Picks out Buhrer and also Cherry Evans. George Rose wants a little bit of it. Up very quickly was Brent Kite there. Good run from Rod Wright. Right up onto the 40-metre line. Tackle number 4. They've been kept apart tonight, these two footy sides. A Big 10. Back to Wade Graham. Left boot. Finds ground. Nice bounce, though, for Michael Robertson. Oh, that's Albert Kelly again. He was the principal defender there. Rod Wright was also involved, but little Albert had the whack on him. That high taken by Tupou. Ballon to Williams. Just short of halfway, Glenn Stewart rolling up the sleeves. Tupou again. Stewart spits it out the back.
Well, that was good work by Glenn Stewart.
And again,
to the other side of the field. Predominantly plays right side, but he wanted to get his hands on the football, created a little bit of second phase play, but the Sharks are handling that well. See this contact there by Tupou.
Georgie Rose taken well, front on by Wade Graham. Wright was in there with the assist. Cherry Evans pressured by the front rower Cordoba. Taken nicely by Williams. Kieran Foran doesn't allow him any metres upfield.
No, this is where they need up the ante here, Manly. They've had the Sharks in this position a number of times over the last 6 or 7 minutes. But they have to go hard here, try and force another error, and get them feeling uncomfortable working the ball and frustrated working it off their own line. See if they can stay mentally strong enough here, the Sharks.
Just steadying things, looking for valuable metres, and that's centre third of their home field. Initially, it was right. This is Cordoba. Last play, just inside the 40. Gets the bounce again. Does Wade Graham. Will Hopewadi forced to look for the football.
That's a great kick from Wade Graham. Oh, the back three for Manly were waiting for the football, but it found space. Tony Williams once again carrying the football forward. Albert Kelly getting involved.
They've led at half-time in their last 3 matches. The Cronulla Sharks. Second row combination, Tupou and Smith. Expecting the tackle on Robertson there as Cherry Evans looks to play inside to Rose, plays outside to Stewart. He gets it onto Lyon, one further to Oldfield, who kicks ahead, looking for a good bounce as Gardner. He gets it, brushes off line and almost gets through the tackle of the little number 7. Colin Best, second stint at the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. Coach Shane Flanagan, I think, would be liking what he is seeing at the moment, despite the fact that the coach has been on his sick bed all week with what he considers Australia's most severe case of the flu ever.
It is, isn't it? Man flu?
Man flu? You bet. And with man flu, you must go to the man cave. They're finding space well on their kicks, Laurie.
They've got good variety. Wade Graham has kicked it a couple of times, and that occasion was Albert Kelly. They've worked hard in battling it away from their own try line, and then they're getting to their kick and they're finding space. So they're doing a fantastic job at the moment, the Sharks. But Manly still look likely to score when they have the football.
I was excited all week about this game. I think it'll get fierce at times. Two footy sides that love to physically challenge the other. Downfield we go, and over the touchline.
Well, it's just a good test of how patient both of these football teams are, and Manly have, over the last few seasons, have built their success on being patient and wearing the other team down. But Sharks, they haven't been good at it. And now Manly starting to dominate field position a little bit. Whether the Sharks will feel as though they need to do something a little bit more with the football, or will they just continue to roll up their sleeves, go forward, get to their kick. It's been working for them, but they have to stay patient.
Stewie Flanagan, no relation to his coach, Shane, getting ready on the bench as we cross down to the sideline to Brett Kamali.
Yes, as you guys just mentioned, it is certainly a good arm wrestle type of football today. The only time Manly have been on the Sharks' attacking line, they ran Tony Williams as a decoy and Albert Kelly. We spoke about Albert Kelly being physical and tough tonight, but that's their go. Tony Williams is decoy, Albert Kelly will be sucked in and look for Manly to play at the back.
Also, I guess the option of giving Tony Williams the ball and seeing if he can trample little Albert Kelly. There's maybe a kilo's difference between the two.
Great run, John Williams.
He's been good, Johnny Williams, tonight. In fact, this season. Big signing. He's not what you'd call huge, is he? But a big size winger. Williams, here is Smith. Last tackle now for the Sharks. It goes to Wade Graham. Sums up his options. Pops it in the air. And just a little too deep. Just a little too deep. It allowed Michael Oldfield to get his feet back in goal to take the football. That means a free 20 metres for the visitors. And it's Oldfield.
It's good work there by Michael Oldfield. He knew he was under a little bit of pressure. Took his time. He wanted to be safe with the catch. I thought he may have caught it in the field of play, but he was on the line when he took it. And Daly, Cherry Evans early in the tackle count, getting it down the other end of the field. This is what we mean about being patient. Manly prepared to play the football down here, hoping and waiting for the Sharks.
Here's Gardner. Already coming into this evening, 31 tackle busts, the most in the NRL, and he's just bumped off a few there.
He's got great speed and agility, but he's also strong for a little man. And he adds that unpredictability to the Sharks' attacking game, and now Manly have given away a penalty. This is great effort, picking the ball up in the in-goal, bouncing off a couple of tackles, bouncing away. And was going one-on-one with Oldfield. He needed to make that tackle. I think it was last year against the Roosters. He scored a 110-metre try from inside his goal line.
Awesome effort. Here is Graham wide. Gives the ball to Josh Cordova, who's almost up onto the 40 on tackle number 1. 16 on the field, as I said earlier, is Stuart Flanagan. Replacing Paul Ayton. Back across the ruck from Graham. It goes to Cordova. There was nothing going on his outside. So he took the ball to the line. Now it's to Jeremy Smith. Charges into the line. Got over one. Couldn't get over Cherry Evans. Short side. Flanagan. Low percentage play. Last tackle. Wide ball to Graham. Keeps it on the deck. Too much on this one from Wade, but only just.
Well, they lost their way a little bit there. Yep. The Sharks, the option from Flanagan going down the short side where they had the numbers, and then kicking from a sideline on 5th tackle. Wade Graham is biting off a little bit more than he can chew. It's a good run there by Maddite. Tackle 2, they're 40 metres up the field already. George Rose carrying the ball forward. Good contact, Ben Pomeroy. Albert Kelly in there also.
Goes to Buehrer. Dragged down in a strong 3-man tackle. Back to Foran. Goes wide. Not a lot of success this time. The ball was knocked on by Robertson. He debuted for the club, round 2, 2006. Hasn't missed a game since. That man, 134th straight tonight.
He's a good player. Just couldn't bring it into his body when the pass was on the ground. Michael Robertson played with the Canberra Raiders and really found a home on that left side of the field for Manly. Just their execution on that side is letting them down. Just the options that they're taking. They're creating some space.
Colin Best out the back to Nathan Gardner, who's ridden to the ground by Michael Oldfield. And a penalty here Is it 10 minutes in the bin? Is this a professional foul? No, it's not.
He may have been lucky there, Michael Oldfield.
Yep.
Good strength and speed there from Colin Best to pull away out of a couple of good tackles there from Manly, or tacklers, I should say. Glenn Stewart being one of them.
Williams has got to get a bit on this. He has, but has he got it straight? You bet. 6-0 in favour of Cronulla. Half-time approaching. Conservative option, Loz?
Most definitely. Most definitely. Now the Manly side get to kick off, and the Sharks will have to work it away from their own try line. There's still plenty of time left in this game. Although Cronulla may feel as though it's going to be tight. When the points are there to be had, we'll take them.
Manly only got held to nil once last year. That was in that semi-final against the Dragons over at Cogra. Reliably informed by NRL stats. Fox Sports stats, should I say. Inside ball, Gallen. Paul's numbers tonight. Up offensively, down a little defensively. Oh, Rose looked to put a big shot on there. Slow play the ball as a result. Gallen again. Involvement heavy. More hit-ups than anyone else on the football field as they go to Graham. Beautifully taken by Hopewadi. Now, we wrapped in pre-game, Will Hopewadi. Speaking to the club at Manly, they believe arguably his finest attribute is under the high ball. An absolute freak, I think they can be quoted as. So I'm not sure if putting up a high ball to Will Hopewadi is going to give Cronulla, or anyone for that matter, too much success.
Oh, he's playing fullback tonight, as there's a pass that's been intercepted, and here they go on the counter-attack, the Sharks.
What a massive 2 minutes now for the Eagles, who trail by a converted try. Williams has tackled to Kelly. Wider to Graham. Dummies goes himself. Attracts 3 forwards. And then gets them back on their heels and into the line. Gallup. Short ball for Best. Had Gardner wrapping around the back. They're only 7 metres out, Cronulla. Graham. Kelly. Both flat-footed. Taking the football. Williams strong to the ground on the little number 6 with the assist from Ballon. Grubber. Hopewadi is taking the football. 60 seconds remaining. So we will have a restart here.
Well, they've got 40 seconds to work with, Manly, and I'm sure they'll take those 40 seconds. They'll be in no rush to drop out from underneath their sticks. And the Sharks will have 3 tackles max.
Wasn't the end of the set either there for Cronulla. The clock has stopped. 38 seconds remain in the half. Kelly right on halfway. Back to one of his front rowers. Cordova almost breaks through the line. Jamie Buhrer holding on for dear life. Here is Broad right. And the 2 former Eels have done a good job for Shane Flanagan tonight, interchanging Snowden. And also Douglas. A field goal is good. And that is half-time here in the Shire. Wade Graham, a very cool head. All the Sharks knew exactly what they were doing after 40 minutes of football. It is Cronulla leading Manly 7 points to 0. Let's get the second half underway. Heritage round, the battle for the Steve Rogers Trophy. And an awkward bounce there for Cronulla. Albert Kelly taken by Steve Matai. A try, a penalty goal and a field goal to the home side in the opening 40 minutes of football. It's been a genuine arm wrestle, and this one far, far from over. 15 is Broderick. Tackled centre field on the 30. Goes short side. Down the side of Paul Gallen. Tracks plenty of defenders. This no exception, 3 of them to take the road train down. Smith, good hands. From the second rower, the tight second rower. Back we go to Graham. Laurie commented at halftime on how effective his play and his general kicking has been. Again, he found the ground earlier. Good, albeit conservative set from the Sharks to start the second half.
And that's what they would have spoken about at half-time, building their game. And that's what you need to do when you start a half of football. Get your team in that rhythm of going forward, get into your kick. And he hasn't overplayed his hand tonight, Wade Graham. And now the Sharks have given away a penalty.
It was 4-1 the penalties in the opening half. This is the reason why. And the Eagles starting their set in Cronulla territory. Jamie Buhrer taken by 3, already over the 40. Possession and position relatively evenly split in the opening 40. Jamie Lyon into dummy half, the co-captain there. On the boot was Vic Morrow. Using the pad there to his advantage, Nathan Gardner. Bumps off another, it was Glenn Stewart, fell to the ground, and it was Morrow and Stewart securing the live wire number 1.
Yeah, again, execution letting Manly down. A poor pass from Jamie Lyon. Morrow elected to go with the kick rather than trying to attempt it with his hands. And it just releases the pressure on the Sharks.
It's Ben Pomeroy playing the ball, his 100th game for the club. Here tonight, after joining from Penrith in 2006.
Roderick Wright has been very good off the bench tonight for the Sharks. Carrying the ball forward.
To Albert Kelly. Downfield he goes. Couple of bounces to Will Hopewadi. Filling in at fullback for Brett Stewart, who was ruled out Thursday, aggravating that hamstring injury that kept him out of the 2-point loss to the Eagles last round. 2-point loss to the Rabbitohs, should I say, last round. The grind continues. Here is Tony Williams playing tight tonight from the bench.
They need more of Tony Williams. Yep. This is a good way of getting him involved.
Jace King over halfway. Cordoba and Wright make the tackle. He's playing number 4. Buhrer, again, his involvement has been high tonight. 14th hit up. Cherry Evans goes to the air. Here comes Kieran Foran chasing through. Knock on from Foran. Any advantage? The zero's called. That's where Cronulla will play it. Gardner tries to bounce out of the tackle. It's aggressive work there, defensively from Foran.
Great run by Ben Pomeroy. Just a dummy half, simple play, but it chews up the meters and gets his team out of trouble. Followed up by the winger there, the left side winger in Matthew Wright, going looking for the football.
There's Jeremy Smith. Over the 40-metre, just 7 or 8 short of halfway. And away to the last to kick here as Cordoba eats up a few more metres. They were beaten 26-18 by the Warriors last weekend, a home game on the road. The Cronulla Sharks. Cordoba holding the back there. As Albert Kelly goes downfield, taken well by Michael Robertson. Good chase here from the Sharks.
Let go, square up. Hold. Come on, come on. You're around his neck. You're around his neck. You're around his neck, mate.
Stuart Flanagan penalised there for too long, too high.
Well, you need to be disciplined, and you'd be unhappy with that. Shane Flanagan, you know, just giving away silly penalties. You're going well in the contest, and all of a sudden you're just inviting Manly back into the game, giving them decent field position to start their set of 6 from. Good work there by Tupou.
Manly have won the last 5 head-to-head between these two footy clubs. It's Cherry Evans links with Hopewadi, goes wider to Jamie Lyon, looking to get on the outside of his man. It's a great tackle by the covering Wade Graham there. Glenn Stewart, good face ball there, still going here. Bit of trouble for the Sharks. Tony Williams elects to pass pre-line to Steve Maddai. Very close to the sideline. A couple of Sharks on the ground here, so they're not back in the line. Foran bumps off Jeremy Smith. Smith involves himself for a second time in the tackle along with Tupou and Wright. Now to Cherry Evans. Across field, looking for Michael Oldfield. Ball still in play, still live. Still going, and knock on by the Sharks. And so it's going to be Manly's football, is it?
Well, it's great defence by the Sharks. Manly were looking to move them around. They defended it so well. When the kick was placed up in the air, it was anyone's ball. They kept it alive, Manly, and then Paul Gallant, unfortunately, knocking the football on. Now it's Manly's feed.
Crowd at just over 15 here at Shark Park. They're enjoying their night.
I'll call it out.
So far, anyway.
Well, the home team are in front by 7.
Muck around, you lose the ball. Pack it now.
The crowd are in a good mood at this stage. They're getting right behind their team.
Glenn Stewart to Tony Williams. Decoy used on his outside. It was Foran. Just have the defenders second guessing. 10 metres out they play the ball. Vic Morrow. Very talented young back rower. Play a little front. Plays in the centre of the field for Des Hasler as Glenn Stewart bounces out of a couple. Goes over the top. Danger here for Cronulla. Michael Oldfield buckles under the weight of 4. Jamie Lyon slots into acting dummy half. To Glenn Stewart, taking a controlling role, as he should here, with the Eagles and an inexperienced halves combination. Out to Foran. Tried to go over the top. He certainly had a good look at it. And the ball to Steve Maddai. Ben Pomeroy got in the way. Last tackle now as Cherry Evans wraps around. Rubber. And too much.
Well, they're just closing Manly down. They're putting roadblocks up in front of them every time Manly have the ball, and they're just stopping them. And it's great defence from the Sharks. And Manly playing a lateral game tonight. They probably need to straighten up a touch and maybe look to go through the middle a little bit more than what they have been doing. But the Sharks, they continue to work hard for one another. And that's a good run there by Luke Douglas back on the field after suffering a bit of a head knock in the opening exchanges.
Yeah, good to see Douglas back out there, and this man. They shore up that middle part of the field. Douglas and Snowden into Manly territory. Right. They play right to Albert Kelly. Plenty of space here. Hopewadi was very cool and collected in his retrieval of the football there.
Yeah, great courage shown by the young man. Got down on the football as quickly as possible. And now he's carrying the football back.
It's from Hopper. Oh, it is dangerous, isn't it?
Well, it is.
Brave.
And you need to be brave because you know that you're going to cop one when you go down on the football. And he did cop one. But he's not complaining. Straight to his feet. Heavily involved. Lovely pass there from Glenn Stewart.
Nicely taken by Matthew Wright as we head to the sideline. Brett Camorley with the half-time report. What was said in the sheds?
Sorry, Andy, I've just got back to my seat. I was too proud parent watching the Three Doors dance there for a little while. So half-time report was disappointing from Des Hasler. I thought they were very soft in the first half, and to me they were trying to shift too much rather than trying to take the Sharks on physically. And Shane Flanagan was exactly the same. You've got to play a bit tougher, complete your sets, but be very patient was the Sharks' call.
Scrum forming here. Manly looking to reverse an alarming trend when playing away football. They've won just one of their last 7 on the road.
I tell you, you've been warned. Ben, let's go.
And it is the visitors' footy
Come on.
after that drop ball from the Sharks.
There you go. Stay behind us. Stay behind us. Go. Out.
To Foran, to Matai, looking for a little bit of room on the outside of Pomeroy with the assist defensively, John Williams there. Albert Kelly, hasn't he been busy in the D-line? That's his 21st tackle tonight. He's second only to Anthony Tupou. Foran stood up Pomeroy on his outside, so the hole open. Brent Kite. Kelly involved again. Short from Foran to Williams. Nicely read by the right centre. In Pomeroy. Last tackle for Manly. Sherry Evans. Back to the high ball. And well taken by Wright.
Both the wingers for the Sharks have been excellent tonight. Matthew Wright and John Williams have done everything required of them. Colin Best copping a knock there off Jason King.
Manly muscling up here. 2 ferocious hits. Trying to get up in the face of the Sharks. Force the error. Not going to force it off Cade Snowden, not this time anyway. Albert Kelly. Just popping the ball up for Paul Gallen to change direction. Wade Graham on the last play gets it deep. Great kick. Gee, plenty on that one. And normally you'd be disappointed the ball's gone dead in goal. Not on this occasion. They're quite happy to move back and reset on the 30. As Jamie Buhrer looks on.
Yeah, Manly were trying to up the tempo there with their defence, and now they've got to get their big forwards back on side. They've got to travel further down the field, and then they've got to carry the ball away from their own try line. Their kicking game has been outstanding tonight. They've varied it with Albert Kelly and Wade Graham. And that's better from Manly. Dummy half. Scoots. They need more power plays with their front rowers and back rowers. And challenge the Sharks through the middle with good support play, good variation, and then the opportunities will come out wide.
Kite to Nullavow, a wide tip on there. Still just the 7 points in this footy game. Foran to Williams. Rushes off Kelly. Last tackle, 56 metres gained. Short side is where they go. Kicking back towards the post. Cade Snowden wasn't quite sure what to do there. Picked it nicely. Jamie Lyon strips it. I thought it was a 2-man tackle, but the Sharks end up with the football, and Wade Graham almost found himself in some open space. That is the 0 tackle.
It was good work there by the front rower, Cade Snowden, to get himself in a position when the ball was kicked to regather it for his team, and then it was a one-on-one strip from Jamie Lyon.
Are we in for a thriller? Because we certainly saw that the Toyota Cup a little earlier. Manly led 20 points to 4. Cronulla 21-20 victors in the under-20s out here earlier this evening.
Well, there's not much between these two sides, and the kicking has proven to be the difference at the moment. Wade Graham and Albert Kelly.
Look at Gallen still going. Hit up number 16 for the Cronulla captain. Here's Snowden. Steps off the left. Big Cade Snowden. Who's going to stop him? He decided against the one-on-one with the Manly fullback. Got the ball to support, and the Sharks stretch their lead.
Well, it was always going to be the first team to crack. Which one was it going to be? And it's Manly. They were in an arm wrestle, and then Cade Snowden, left foot step, and then found himself in some space, and Stuart Flanagan backing up in support. I don't usually look at men,
Roger
that way, Andy, but if you say so, I'll go with you.
13-0 in favour of the home side. Good left foot step. Cade Snowden decided against the one-on-one challenge with young Will Hopewadi.
Well, he's taken it upon himself tonight, Cade Snowden, with speculation during the week that there was no one from New South Wales putting their hand up for a position in the front row for New South Wales, and Cade Snowden tonight has been very impressive with his performance.
I think all four starting props actually have answered the challenge, if it was a challenge, put out by Ricky Stewart, the head coach, New South Wales for this season. Pomeroy leaves it behind. Knock on is the ruling. You want to get to the kick, the set after points, and the Sharks have failed.
Yeah, that's your first goal, but they travel the ball nicely after points, though, the Sharks. And they weren't adventurous at all. Manly, they lacked energy in that set defensively, and their body language is not great. They've just probably played with a bit too much movement with the football tonight and gone across the field rather than going more direct. And they just haven't quite executed when they've gone to that edge, and the Sharks have been great defensively.
Tackled right on the 40-metre line. The right end of the field for you Eagle fans. For and out the back to Williams. On to Maddai. Tries to step inside the tackle of Williams, but he couldn't. Ballin, who has been extra busy defensively tonight, Matt Ballin, 39 tackles in just on or under an hour of footy. Cherry Evans wide to Glenn Stewart. Flick pass to Jamie Lyon, well read by the Sharks. Tackle number 4. Points here, and they are right back into it. Across field we go. A test. Oh, Ben Pomeroy with the greatest assistance to the winger Williams.
Well, I thought they outlawed that. That should have been a penalty to Manly.
Yeah. It's only cheating when you get caught. Otherwise, it's just bending the rules.
But again, John Williams just was very comfortable taking the football. He had strong games, both the wingers. Flanagan's made an impact off the bench for the Sharks. Poor Gallen, well, when doesn't he make an impact for this football team?
Crossfield goes Wade Graham, looking to link with his outside men, decided against the pass and tried to take the ball through the line. It was well defended by Glenn Stewart as Albert Kelly goes to the air. Hopewadi in goal. And a free 20 metres. It's been a fast game. A few interruptions. A few points.
It's been a tough game of football, an older style of game. Both teams trying to be aggressive. And the Sharks have been impressive just with the way that they've been committed and haven't looked frustrated.
Mid-count here for the Eagles. Possession after an hour of football is exactly 50-50. More completed sets, however, for the Sharks. Daly Cherry Evans. Breakdown in communication there, back to Brent Kite, now to Glenn Stewart. Grubbers ahead, still going, still going. Oldfield pops it over the top. The Eagles are looking for their first points. Foran finds them.
What? Check onside, curls onside.
We think he's found them. We are just going to check an onside here.
Well, live, I thought it was okay.
As the Oldfield, he watched the second kick. What about the third, fourth and fifth on this occasion?
They were going nowhere here, Manly. There was a cross play there with Cherry Evans and Brent Kite, and then it went on the boot from Glenn Stewart.
Look at Foran on the inside, backing up.
Yeah, he's onside. He's onside. And it just goes into the arms of Foran.
You speak up, Rocket.
And there's no obstruction there from Matty Ballon.
No,
he's out of the picture. It'll just be whether Foran has grounded the football or not.
no issues there.
No.
$13 points to 6. It is in favour of the Sharks as we go sideline with Brett.
Yes, and if Manly are to scrape back and win this game on the belt, it's going to come from Kieran Foran. He's starting to run the ball a bit more, looks very dangerous. But at the moment, Manly just look very lost. They've got no go forward. Hopefully that try gives them a lift.
Nice from Stewart, just weighed up the situation. Lyon had Cronulla players all over him, all around him as we restart play. With 18 minutes remaining on Super Saturday. Georgie Rose. How important could that field goal right on half-time from Wade Graham be as Stewart goes to Lyon? Decided against the short ball to Michael Oldfield. And penalty here, Manly. Look out, Cronulla, here they come.
Well, they're prepared to shift the football on tackle to Glenn Stewart with Jamie Lyon. It's a constant threat when they get it right. And Manly, they should have plenty of energy after scoring points. Jamie Lyon tapping it and going forward 10 metres. Big period of the game coming up here for both teams.
Cherry Evans to Nullivar, who straightens and does so. Plenty of muscle. Out of Foran, short to Big Georgie. And another penalty to the Eagles.
There was 2 in it originally, 1 dropped off.
And an injury here. Jeremy Smith.
Wait for the player to come back. Church, bit of timeout. Give timeout. Okay.
The Sharks fans are disappointed.
Game on. Rose again.
Well, that's better from George. Just taking the ball forward.
And taking 4 defenders out of the line to him. Ballon. Cherry Evans to Stewart, who gets nailed by a halfback, Wade Graham. Ballon to Nullivar. This is good goal line defence.
No, you. Wait, Matt. There you go.
Couple of straight penalties to the Eagles have got the Sharks under all sorts of pressure as Nullivar tries to back his way to the line. Foran out the back, numbers. Matai bumps off one, a second, then flicks it to Tony Williams, who straightens and tries to bulldoze over Broderick Wright. Where's Glenn Stewart? Out wider from Daly Cherry Evans, who is caught with the football here, mid-count. So far, so good for you, Sharkies. Foran. Matai. Trying to get on the outside of Albert Kelly, who has gone down in a screaming heap here. Lyon infield, throws the ball. Aton has a grab at it. 6 again for the Eagles. Hopewadi loses it. No advantage, though, to Cronulla, so back we come.
No advantage there.
And the 2 referees not on the Christmas card list of the Cronulla locals.
Possible. Play the first knock on.
I think this is a correct call by the referee. There was no advantage there to Manly. You can see there Paul Aton knocking the football down. Matty Ballon passing it to Hopewadi.
Yeah.
And Hopewadi loses it. Albert Kelly reels out of this tackle. Oh, yeah, doing the splits there.
Oh.
You could hear the scream from Albert, but he's up there now in the defensive line. But Manly again, just too much sideways movement.
Johnny Manor hasn't been used tonight, neither Daniel Harrison. So both sides going with 16 at this point as Lyon gets it to Oldfield. Still inside that go zone. The Eagles tackle one. Cherry Evans inside to Joe Nullabout. Foreign. Hopewadi. Again, up in Steve's face was John Williams, shutting the play down. Rose scores, Big Georgie. The hover with feet crosses the line, and Manly are back.
On 4 kills, check rounding, please.
Well, that's better. Georgie Rose has shown them the way. He's had a couple of storming runs, Big George. He's hard to handle, and you need to go forward, 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 and then look to shift. They're shifting too early for mine, and there's the grounding for George. And they're back into the game now, Manly.
It's 14 metres in. And sweet. A 1-point game. The difference is a field goal. Not quite time to smile for Desi Hasler. Not just yet. That's just drive and determination from the big fella.
Yeah, Big George, he's having a laugh with the crowd as well. Big test now for the Sharks. They've had this game in control up until the 60th minute. And the Sea Eagles have been able to score 2 tries in a short space of time. So the momentum should be with the Eagles. How are the Sharks going to react? Are they up for the challenge at the back end of the game?
Just under 12 to go. Nullabout, hasn't he been busy tonight? 21 tackles, 16 possessions. The last 8 minutes, 100% of the football in the hands of the visitors, which is why there's points. Cherry Evans to Stewart. Across field, looking for someone. Finds Foreign. Now to Matai, and John Williams is there to get his man again. Back to Kieran Foreign. Downfield. Gardner has got Robertson chasing. Bumps off one. Can't bump off the kicker.
Great chase from Kieran Foreign. There's good work there by Robertson to get down there and harass Gardner. And then Foreign cleaned him up. And now tackle 2, and Manly are moving fast and aggressively off their line. That's a good run. I think it's Luke Douglas.
The volume of defence the Sharks have had to get through in the last 10 minutes. How much of an impact is that going to have on their first chance with the football since the 60th minute?
Great run, Paul Gallen. Great leadership.
Last tackle. Kelly downfield. Taken on the full by Hopewadi. Matai is down. In fact,
well, what's happened there with Steve Matai?
Something off the ball.
Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Matai and Pomeroy clash. But he's holding a leg, Steve Matai. This doesn't look good for Manly.
Just won the difference. Mid-count here. The Sharks holding on. Stewart. Secured ball and all by Douglas. Wright was there with the assist. Here's Jason King. Picks out the smallest man in front of him. It was Paul Ayton. Matai only just now to his feet. Last tackle. Cherry Evans.
Good kick.
Yeah, playing the territorial game here. Matt Wright spins and makes a couple. Nathan Gardner. They'd love some of his zip at the moment. Jamie Lyon puts an end to that.
Look at the energy now from Manly. It started with the the kick from Cherry Evans was just nice and controlled. He was composed. He knew what he wanted. And now the Sharks once again working the football off their own line. John Williams.
But again, it was Gallen. Gallen got the ball rolling. Colin Best. Good meters. From Colin, back to Aton. Downfield from Graham. He's got a bit on this one, Wade Graham. Will it sit up here? The final bounce.
Big boot. I think there's a strong wind out there.
Okay, what happened to Steve Matai? Matai and Pomeroy coming together. Got one in the leg at the end of it too. Both challenging at the footy. Couldn't quite see the line Steve was defending there. But he knew where Pomeroy was. Pomeroy knew where he was. Tony Williams wrestled to the ground by Jeremy Smith, who didn't want to let go. We are less than 8 minutes to go in this round 5. Heritage round clash. Glenn Stewart into Cronulla territory. Quick play the ball. Ballon is brought down on the 40. Last play now for him. To the air, a test for Williams because here comes Robertson. Run off the ball successfully by Albert Kelly. Was the Manly left winger.
It's a couple of times tonight with Robertson being pushed away from contesting the football. You can see there Albert Kelly, getting in front of Robertson, changing his line. Robertson should be playing for a penalty if it happens to him again.
Fourth tackle now for Cronulla. Countdown continues. And so too the inspirational work from this man, their skipper. Aton to Graham. Finds the ground again. And it's sitting up this time. Wade Graham, well done. Great kick, great chase and tackle.
Well, he's learning, Wade Graham, kicking after a Paul Gallen run.
Yep.
Gallen can get up and play the ball quick. And that was an excellent kick.
And a couple of negative headlines again in the world of rugby league this week. It almost seems whatever happens, the rugby league just gets better and better. It's no wonder we love it like we do. Matai here.
Oh, he slipped into one there from Paul Aton, but he's still holding that right leg, is he? He's got one there. He's a tough dude, Stevie Matai, and he's been impressive in his first game back.
Yeah. I think he's clearing the cobwebs here a little. 6 to go. 1 the difference. Cherry Evans to Buren. He ran into a wall there, a Smith-Douglas wall. Last tackle, so to 4 in. He spits it out the back to Ballon. They'll get a second shot at a kick here. Cherry Evans bashes it downfield. Matthew Wright takes it on bounce 1. Circles around. Fires them up. Heads back into the Manly line.
Well, Jason King tried to line Matthew Wright up. He missed him, but Paul Aton out of dummy half. They were going nowhere then when they elected to run it on 5th tackle. Fortunately for Manly, they were able to get rid of the football and find Cherry Evans.
Sharks fans are praying for a penalty. They haven't had one in the entire second half. 5 minutes to go. Tackle 4 here to Albert Kelly. Wide to Wade Graham, now to Paul Gallen. Gallen went for the impossible. As a result, Manly have got possession of the student.
Yeah, he was a little bit excited there, Paul Gallen.
He'd take that one back.
Yeah. He carries a huge workload for any team he's involved with. That was his 20th carry for the night, Paul Gallen. Trying to get his team over the line, doing everything in his power to do it. That's a better run from Kieran Foran. They need to double up Manly through the middle.
Slow to his feet, Foran. Cherry Evans out to Glenn Stewart. Wrestled to the ground and well by Colin Best. Last tackle. The halfback. He finds ground.
And the key when you're going to the edge, you've got to have nice, fast and crisp service, and the passes have to be out in front. And in the second half, that hasn't been in the case. It was the case in the first half as well. Their execution tonight has let them down.
Jeremy Smith is off. Anthony Tupou is on. Johnny Manor seeing his first footy for the evening in the 76th minute as we go to the sideline with Brett.
Yeah, that's right, guys. You keep mentioning about execution being a little bit off. The pace of the game has been very quick, and also there's been not much drop ball. So I think you're starting to see that was interchange 9 for the Sharks. I think only 8 for Manly. So the players are looking fatigued, and that's why execution's a bit off.
Matt Ife off the field. Oh, Gardner. Hitting a beauty from Glenn Stewart. Back to Wade Graham. Last tackle. Doesn't go for distance. Goes to the air. Robertson takes it beautifully. And is immediately secured by Tupou. Fresh onto the field.
He's a professional winger, isn't he, Michael Robertson?
Yeah.
Well, doesn't get the raps of some of his teammates, but gets the job done. Safe with the ball in the air.
Who's it going to be for the Eagles with under 3 remaining? You look to the talented halves, to the freakish fullback, or the silky skills of Glenn Stewart. Ballon surveys the defensive line, decides Cherry Evans is his best option. Goes from Stewart to Jamie Lyon. Back on the inside, a nice little flick ball. To the right winger in Oldfield. Into Cronulla territory on the last play. Cherry Evans. They are going to keep it in hand here. Anthony Tupou has a play at it. Knock on. Scrum Manly and ultimately possession.
Is this going to be the biggest play of the night? Tupou, last tackle, making a play at the football, knocking it down, but it gives Manly a chance with the ball. 45 metres out. 2 minutes to go. And it comes down to this. The last 2 minutes.
Lyon. Up in his face was Graham. 2 minutes to go. Hopewadi. Holding on. Round the waist was Best. Are they setting for a field goal? Do they want to take this? Over 80 minutes. Tony Williams to Harrison. He holds the football. The fans don't like it. The referee does. Buehrer sees a hole. It shuts very, very quickly. They're in field goal territory. Ballon looking for 4 points, though. This is it. The final play. Back to Cherry Evans. Left foots it over. Well locked up at 13.
Well, how calm was Cherry Evans? He's a right foot kicker. He took his time and just went, well, you've put me onto my left, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as it goes over. Could have went straight through the middle. Same result.
1978, these two sides fought out. An 11-all grand final. They came back a week later. 16-0 to Manly.
Well, they've got great fighting spirit, Manly.
That was in the era of 3-point tries, so if you take a point off each for each try, we're back at 11.
But to fight their way back from being down 13-0.
Outstanding.
It's a great performance. It's a gutsy performance. They haven't been at their best.
Here is Stewart. One more play left in regular time. Lyon pumps it over the top. Into the hands of Michael Oldfield. Manly have stolen a victory in an absolute thriller. That's why we love our rugby league. What a finish. What a story. What a night.
Well, I'm stunned. Manly, we're just talking about them not being at their best, but being gritty and being courageous. And their mindset to continue to fight for 80 minutes. And on the 80th minute, they have stolen this game from the Sharks. Jamie Lyon just chipped it over the top, and the bounce favoured the Brave. And Michael Oldfield, it was a room service bounce, and he knew, and Jamie Lyon knew. And that wraps it up for Manly. Unbelievable finish. Shattering for the Sharks. But a great moment for Manly.
17-13, the kick still to come. Mathematical only. The players would happy retire to the dressing rooms right now. Look at the faces of the Sharks. They are absolutely gutted. And rightfully so. Persistence and perseverance from this Seagulls outfit. As Cherry Evans adds the extras. It is full time in the Battle of the Beaches. And Manly have now won the last 6 straight between these two clubs. They're victorious, 19 points to 13.